When Ontario went into another lockdown earlier this year, I kind of found myself with nothing to do. I have two of my big projects right now at a point in post production where I can't really do anything. One's with someone being color graded, and the other I need to do a pickup day for. And I can't really do that right now because it's a bigger production. But I wanted to make something and I wanted to try out some new things. I haven't really worked with a camera in a few years because I always feel like someone else can do it better. 9 times out of 10, I'll call up my friend Savon, who has been my DOP on two of my films now, because he's just really talented and I'm not great at camera. I also wanted to use this as a chance to kind of learn some After Effects. I'm not the greatest at After Effects, but I wanted to use this as an opportunity to try some new things and learn some new things while I'm at it. And so I wrote this script with that in mind. I wanted to have something that I could shoot, something that I can learn some After Effects on. I actually wrote the script with myself acting in mind and shooting it on my own. I realized relatively early on that I wanted movement in a lot of the shots, and so either I needed to find someone to do camera or I needed to find someone to act. And I set up to do a COVID friendly shoot and reached out to my friend Michael Mazurkovich. Michael Mazurkovich has been in every film I've made since I started taking filmmaking more seriously. Him and I worked together so much that I knew he could pull off the role really well, and it saved me a lot of work finding someone that I didn't know. I knew we'd be shooting in Kitchener because that was easiest for Michael, and so I reached out to Savon, who I mentioned earlier, to see if he'd be down to help in any way. So I made the choice to have Savon handle BCam and Lily to handle sound, which honestly, we didn't really use the sound we got on the day because we were filming in a local forest and there were kids out and the audio wasn't the greatest. Having Savon on BCam made life so much easier. If you have the chance, I highly recommend shooting with multiple camera operators because it just speeds up the process so much. You have a little bit more setup time making sure you're not in each other's shots, but when it comes down to it, you're saving so much time and you have a backup of every take. In my case, I'm not the greatest camera operator, and I've taken my hands off the camera for a couple of years now, and just having Savon there to get the shots that I didn't think of was so helpful. We were able to talk about shots. He was able to get some more artistic ones, and I was able to get the ones that I knew I wanted. And it made cutting a whole lot easier because I didn't have to worry about if every take was going to be consistent. And so we shot it. I recently purchased a stabilizing rig because I have a couple gigs coming up and I wanted to get used to it, so I brought that on for this shoot. I shot this film on my Canon 7D, which honestly isn't the greatest camera, and I have a lot of issues with it, but it's what I have, and I can't really afford to upgrade at this point. While on set, I made sure to snag a few pictures that I would use later in post to put in Michael's shadow. So I just got two of the same photos, left the camera completely still, and got Michael to run in and run out so that I could get the shot with and without him, so that I could layer them and it'd be easier for putting him in there in post. The original idea was to white out Michael's eyes, and so I had him do some faces to see all of his eyeballs. I kind of screwed the pooch and didn't know how the fuck to do that. I was doing a little bit of research on how to do it, watching YouTube videos, and I found a tutorial on how to black out the eyes. I figured, it's not too much different. It's just whiting out instead. And so I watched it, I followed it. I used Mocha to track his eyes and then made that into a mask. It was really just a lot of tedious pen tool bullshit. I actually did a lot of that on stream. If you want to follow me on Twitch, I do editing streams once in a while, and you can see what I'm working on. After his eyes blacked out, I then doubled up the layers. I added a feathered layer as well, so that it made his eyes look have a little bit more depth. And I cut it together. That's not really too much about it. I found some sound effects online, brought them into for the snow crunching, for the camera clicking. I used my phone voice recorder to just get a quick track of my mouse clicking, just for ease. I've originally gotten two shots where the camera is pulled down to reveal Michael, one without him and one with him, where he does his final scream. I had used on set an atmosphere aerosol can to give a bit of depth to the scene. And I realized quickly that that actually fucked me in the long run. I couldn't cut the two together because it was too inconsistent, and I was trying to fade them between, and it just wasn't working. It made it look really cheesy. I realized that I could take the shot with Michael and bring it back into After Effects and take the viewfinder of the shot without him and just impose that onto the camera. And so I did that, and it made the shot flow a whole lot better. It was just basically the same pen tool bullshit that I did with the eyes. For music, I went with music tracks that I actually licensed. If you don't know what Humble Bundle is, it's a website where you can usually get games for a good discount and they donate a portion of the sale to charity. Once in a while, they'll do music bundles, which you can use in your games, you can use in your films, you can use in whatever. Whenever I see these, I buy them right away. I also recently picked up the VideoFX one because I thought it might come in handy at some point. I think I have something like 150 songs, and I got it for like $30. Having those songs, even they're one use because you only get one use with the license, but having those there to use was just super helpful. Before shooting, I had been doing a little bit of research into film festivals. I've been submitting Room 134 into a couple festivals, and I have a couple projects coming up that I want to also submit. I came across a festival that's niche is 15-second long shorts. And so I decided to shoot this film in a way that I could cut it for a 15-second long version. So I cut that together kind of in the middle of cutting the other one together because my workflow is horrible. But, you know, it all got done in the end. But yeah, that's pretty much how I made In the Photos. It's not the most original film in the world. I pulled inspiration from David F. Sandberg and what he did with Lights Out for the photo scene at the end. At the end of the day, the story wasn't my focus here. It was more to test out some stuff, get a little bit more experience and see what I can do. Because I have not shot anything in a very long time, and I wanted to get back to it. It was a fun little short. I'm happy I did it, and I'm excited to see if it gets into the 15-second film festival or any other film festivals, because that would be cool. If you haven't seen the short already, sorry, you just got it all spoiled. It's only 2 minutes. You can check that out. Link will be in the description. And you can check out my other short films over on the Factory of Fear YouTube channel. I've done a couple now, and I have a couple more coming up later this year, hopefully, if everything goes well. But yeah, that's that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.